This is why I say that if Telltale can make it past this rough period, A New Frontier will be regarded as the turning point in the company's history. And if it doesn't, then A New Frontier will just be one of the final nails in the coffin for Telltale Games. I didn't want that statement from my A New Frontier video to actually be true. But I think it is. It looks to be that's the case. Hello all. This is not a video I really didn't want to make. But it's a fucking punch to the gut. And God. According to numerous sources, numerous outlets, numerous media sources, Telltale is officially shutting down. They will be filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, it seems. Or is it Chapter 7? Hang on, I'm sorry. Literally, I just found out this news 5 minutes ago. So I'm kind of in the middle of researching all this as we speak. So, this is according to Wikipedia. Chapter 11 is a chapter of Title 11, the United States Bankruptcy Code, which permits reorganization. Okay, so that's Chapter 11. So what they are filing for is what's known as Chapter 7 bankruptcy. In Chapter 7, governs the process of liquidation under the bankruptcy laws of the United States, in contrast to 11 and 13, which governs the process of reorganization of a debtor in bankruptcy. This is the most common form of bankruptcy in the United States, and it is, according to numerous sources, as I said, and the forums are going wild over this, numerous sources saying that Telltale is officially shutting down. And again, I'm just kind of pulling out the sources. This one is from The Verge. The Walking Dead developer Telltale hit with devastating layoffs as part of a majority studio closure. Telltale Games creators of episodic, and I'm reading directly from the source here, Telltale Games creators of episodic adventure games like The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, and Batman the Enemy Within laid off a large number of its staff today. The company will retain a small team of 25. According to multiple sources The Verge spoke with, employees were let go with no severance. And this is, I believe this is a statement. I know Pete Hawley released a statement, Pete Hawley being the CEO. Today, Telltale Games made the difficult decision to begin a majority studio closure following a year marked by insurmountable changes, the company said in a statement. A majority of the company's employees were dismissed earlier this morning. The remaining employees will stay on to fulfill the company's obligation to its board and partners, according to Telltale. The final season of Telltale's award-winning series The Walking Dead kicked off last month. The second episode is slated to launch next week. Staff were informed of the layoffs today and were given roughly 30 minutes to leave the building, according to one source. So, here's the thing. They will be finishing off the final season of The Walking Dead, which, take that for what you will. Which, at least they're fulfilling that promise. I can't imagine the quality is going to be very high. I would imagine this punch to the gut for the workers is devastating to them, and that's probably going to impact the quality. They may just, I don't know how the hell this final season now is going to wrap up. It could be a disaster how this final season wraps up, and that's horrible to hear for Clementine's story. But that's just on the final season. What is truly horrible is that this gaming studio, which back in 2013 and 14 was at the peak of its popularity. I mean, Walking Dead Season 2, Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones just finished up. 4 years later, is now gone. It's going to be it's going to be closing its doors. There's a skeleton crew of 25 people working there to finish up. And all those projects that they had planned, Stranger Things, gone. Wolf Among Us Season 2, gone. I don't even know how to take this in. Telltale had been an influential company for me, especially. I mean, I was never, being a huge Walking Dead fan, Telltale's The Walking Dead was the first game of theirs that I played. It not only solidified my love for this company, but it really got me into gaming in general. I had never been really a gamer. And from then on, and I not met, but grown to know so many people over at the Telltale forums, a community that even with its faults and, some aspects of it, I loved. I loved so many people over there, and I grew an attachment. I would visit the forum. I don't think there was a single day out of my control, at least, that I never not visited the forums. I always loved going to that community, despite, some, like even when it was at its lowest point with A New Frontier and Minecraft going on, I always loved visiting, talking to people, which for me, since I'm not a person that's good at the socialization and the real world aspect of it, it was great to have an online community that shared the same love that I had. And now we're seeing this company that I've grown to love, that has had such a huge impact on me, close its doors. And a lot of the people I know are feeling the same way, honestly. When I looked at the comments at the forums, God damn it. Jesus fucking Christ, I was not expecting this news. It's Friday, I was not expecting this to happen. I'm just continuing to read from the article. The layoffs come a few months after revelations that Telltale was a studio mirrored in toxic management that included employees being subjected to constant overwork, which was broken by this website. Once an industry darling that worked on iconic brands like Game of Thrones and Minecraft, Telltale quickly spiraled. In June, co-founder and former CEO Kevin Brunner sued the company seeking recovery of financial... I'm sad over the company's outcome and pissed off because I lay the blame solely for Telltale's downfall right now at the feet of this motherfucker. Kevin Brunner is responsible for all of this. He expanded the company when it wasn't ready to. He took on too many projects which caused Telltale's downfall. And he's the reason the company has such a negative reputation. I'm not one to let my emotions get in the way of my judgment, so maybe I'm being a bit too harsh, but based on the facts and the fact that I made an entire 6-part series pretty much detailing the shit fuck of the New Frontier and its behind-the-scenes catastrophe, all of which is at the foot of this man. I can't. Telltale described the suit as a meritless and apparent means of extracting revenge on a company already under financial strain. In a post on his personal site today titled Telltale Closure, Brunner wrote that he is saddened for the people who are losing their jobs at a studio they love, and I'm also saddened at the loss of a studio that greenlit crazy ideas that no one else would consider. It's your fault they're out of a job. It's your fault. Pete Hawley did everything he could to get this company back on track, but in the end, the damage was already done, and it's your fault. Brunner should be ashamed of what he's done to the company that he created. All the hundreds of hardworking, loyal, passionate people at Telltale are now out of a job. One of the best gaming companies that is out there is now gone. And it's because of this man. There's a lot of factors, but I believe a large contributor to Telltale's downfall is this. It's this man. And his desire to just keep pumping out games like it was no big deal. not caring about the quality. You can see the quality decline, alright? Yeah, The Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, even people were saying Walking Dead Season 2 was a start with the decline. Tales and Wolf were the peak. Game of Thrones people are mixed on, and it was after that everything started to go downhill. Minecraft Season 1, Michonne, Minecraft Season 2, and A New Frontier being the big ones that just dealt the company in. Then you had the disastrous performance of Guardians of the Galaxy. Didn't help. We were really hoping. Everything was riding on this final season of The Walking Dead, bring the company back. And we thought it was. Look at the reviews for this. Telltale even just had the trailer with the reviews in it. Brutal return to form, Screen Rant, 9 out of 10, all these different... But in the end, that's just not enough. It wasn't enough, and it was already too late, it looks like. Pete Hawley did everything he could, I believe, to save this company. But an investment from Lionsgate, new CEO, even layoffs already, that was a quarter of the company, it wasn't enough. That's how much damage this Brunner motherfucker did. He did great in establishing the company, but he ruined what he created. Because of his own fucking ego. And it's because of that this company's closing its doors for good. Unless some sort of saving grace comes in. This isn't the first time Telltale has been subject to layoffs. Last November, the company laid off 90 employees, which was approximately 25% of its workforce. The realities of the environment we face moving forward demand we evolve as well, reorienting our organization with a focus on delivering fewer, better games with a smaller team, CEO Pete Hawley said at the time. If they just kept doing that from the beginning like they did with The Walking Dead Season 1, we wouldn't be in this situation today. It's been an incredibly difficult year for Telltale as we work to set the company on a new course, Hawley said today. Unfortunately, we ran out of time trying to get there. We released some of our best content this year and received a tremendous amount of positive feedback. But ultimately, that did not translate to sales. With a heavy heart, we watch our friends leave today to spread our brand of storytelling across the games industries. And for everyone at Telltale, I hope for the best for you. You don't deserve this you don't deserve this. I hope that other gaming companies out there are jumping at this opportunity to take you on, because you people deserve it. Alright? You do. You've been the bearers of shit management for years now. And all at a company that you wanted to do the best with, and now this is the treatment you're getting. That's just from one source. This was from USA Gamer, which has a bunch of updates. This was the most recent update, which was from 535. Telltale has issued a statement announcing that a small team of 25 will stay to fulfill the company's obligation to its board, as I already mentioned. So they're going to be the ones finishing up The Walking Dead, the final season. A few months ago, we were riding high, man. Everything was like, we're so pumped for the final season coming forward. We got all these people. We're at E3. We're at Comic-Con. We're doing all this, and really didn't know what... I guess we still didn't know the full extent of how bad things were going. You really thought things were on an upswing. That's pretty much all I can say. And forums, a lot of people are so... they don't know what to do, man. A lot of people on the forums just... everything is just talking about how the company is closing. These are literally the top threads that I see right now, all across. The general chat, layoffs at Telltale. Thank you, with a heart, keyboard heart emoji. TT is shutting down. Link to community Discord. Commence the evacuation. Will the community forums be shut down? Is Gary Whitta still... this is for The Walking Dead. Is Gary Whitta still returning for the final season? Telltale at least give us a happy ending to go out on. Will they finish the Walking Dead game? Should we be worried? And then you have a Lewis and Clem ship discussion, of course, because you got to throw in the ships everywhere. I can't even imagine what the Wolf Among eventually, you do have a thread on the Wolf Among Us section. The Wolf Among Us Season 2 canceled, and yeah. Fucking hell, man. I'm just trying to get all the information. I'm trying to find all the information I can. There has to be something. But I don't see anything happening. I'm sorry, I'm just typing. I don't even know what to say, honestly. Earlier this week, we were excited because we got the trailer for episode 2. It looked awesome. You had Lily returning. And just a few hours ago on the forums, before the news broke, I was posting fucking GIFs from one Telltale account about episode 2. I was riding high. Everyone was riding high. We all just came crashing fucking down. This is a kick to the balls, man. Fans are upset. And again, the real thing that sucks is that now hundreds of people are out of a job. A lot of these people saw the writings on the wall and they got out when they did, and I can't blame them. Pierre Charette, Dennis Leonard, Nick Herman several months ago. A couple weeks ago, Eric Sturpa left. This is an end of an era. And I guess in a way it's kind of fitting. The last game that Telltale will release is the game that put them on the map to begin with. You gotta wonder if The Walking Dead was not only Telltale's greatest achievement, but also its downfall. I remember reading reports back at the time when Back to the Future was being released, back in 2011, 12. Well, Back to the Future I think was more 2010 and 11. I don't remember Back to the Future. But around that time, and, they didn't have that huge of a budget. It was a small company. They could sell... All they needed to make a profit was about 100,000 units. So, less than that, I think. Probably less than that. And they could make a huge profit. Telltale succeeded for years. They weren't widespread, well-known, but they succeeded for years before The Walking Dead. And maybe some of those games varied in quality like Jurassic Park, but you had games like Sam & Max which were huge successes. And Walking Dead comes along, 80 Game of the Year awards, millions and millions and millions of copies, critical praise, considered one of the greatest games to ever be made, especially with its ending, and it put a lot of stress on the company looking back. How do you follow that up? And as a result, the company just kept growing and growing, but they had no concern for the possible downsides. And again, it's just keep releasing stuff, keep pushing everything out. Something's going to stick, and we're going to have another Walking Dead on our hands in terms of sales. And that's not how this works. That's just not. And they couldn't even rely on The Walking Dead to keep things going. That's unbelievable. That even The Walking Dead, with the final season of Clem's story, that's how much damage had been done. That's how fucked the company was. just don't know what else to say. And it's just Telltale Games. I thank you for everything. You've been the community, thank you. And again, for the company, thank you for all the games, all the hours of enjoyment. Certainly don't thank you for the money out of my wallet, but, you know, I made that choice. But thank you for the enjoyment, the good times, whether it be rescuing Clementine as Lee, traveling to Pandora and Tales from the Borderlands, saving Fabletown and The Wolf Among Us, hell, even going to Richmond in the New Frontier. Those are memories that I'll never forget and I will always cherish. I'll always be thankful for the years I've been playing your games as a loyal follower and a die-hard supporter of your company, and I will always thank you for that. But this is a goodbye that's up there with Lee's. And for the 25 working at Telltale currently, I can't imagine how you're feeling right now. I can't imagine what you're going through. If there's just one last thing that I ask of you, please do Clementine's story justice. If this is going to be it for the company, please make it one to remember.